Every mountain has a side facing the light and a side resting in shadow. So do we. And what if I told you that both sides are worthy of love and compassion? How does that make you feel? Recently, I read the book The Mountain is You by Brianna Wiest, and I found myself reflecting on its beautiful central metaphor that often the mountain standing in our way is ourselves. That idea stayed with me for days, and as I sat with it, another question began to emerge. What if healing isn't about conquering ourselves? What if it's about learning to understand ourselves and walking beside ourselves with a bit more compassion? Today, we are painting a mountain that represents you, and we're going to explore this topic through a fun little art practice. I hope you're ready. Let's dive in. When I picture a mountain, I don't imagine something that needs to be defeated. I imagine something steady, something that has stood through every season. The mountain is your foundation. It's who you are beneath expectations, achievements, mistakes, and other people's opinions. Like every mountain, it has a side facing light and a side resting in shadow. The light holds your love, your kindness, your creativity, your hope, your dreams, and the person you're growing into. The shadow holds your fears, your wounds, your protective patterns, your grief, your uncertainty, the parts of you that learned how to survive. Neither side exists without the other. As the sun moves across the sky, one side becomes brighter while the other fades into shade. Sometimes life feels full of light. Sometimes we're navigating by moonlight. And sometimes everything feels like it's being covered by clouds and by fog. But through every season, the mountain remains. You remain. Before we begin, take a moment to make your space feel peaceful. Choose whichever art supplies you enjoy working with. I'll be using watercolors today, but this practice works with absolutely any medium. The painting itself isn't the goal here, this is simply a way of giving shape to what we carry inside. I also invite you to choose just a few colors. Don't overwhelm yourself with choices here. If it feels right, choose colors that contrast one another. One palette for your light, one for your shadow. For me, my shadow often arrives in blues and deep purples, while my light leans towards warm yellows and orange and soft pinks, so that's what I'm using today. Remember, color is its own language. Let it speak to you. We will begin by sketching a simple mountain, and remember, this mountain is you. And if drawing feels a bit intimidating, I've included a free template below so you can simply print it and paint along. We begin with the sky. As you paint, imagine that the sky is Imovara, this creative universe that surrounds us all, a place where every emotion becomes the world to explore through creativity. I like allowing the colors of my sky to gently flow into the mountain, like a reminder that none of us exist completely separate from the world around us. We're each our own mountain, yes, but we're also part of something so much bigger. Once your sky is finished, begin adding some soft washes of color to both sides of your mountain. Keep everything light at first. Allow the colors to blend gently where they meet. Even though we're exploring two different parts of ourselves, they aren't divided by hard lines. They are connected. Both belong. Both have shaped who we are. Build the colors slowly until you begin to see a little bit more contrast emerging. And then allow the paint to dry naturally in the sun, or use a hairdryer if you're impatient like me. Now, we'll spend some time with the light side first. As you deepen those colors, think about the qualities that feel true to you. Maybe they're already visible in your life, or maybe they're qualities you're gently growing towards. Perhaps you want to become more hopeful, more patient, more courageous, creative, or generous. For me, I think about living through God, about creating with love, about choosing kindness, about becoming someone who brings light into the lives of others. Whatever comes to mind, let those thoughts become another layer of color. Then we move to our shadow side. As you paint, simply notice what arises. Maybe it's fear, maybe it's self-doubt, old wounds, maybe it's protective habits that once kept you safe, or perhaps you're carrying grief, perfectionism, or the feeling that you're never quite good enough. Rather than trying to paint these parts away, simply acknowledge them. They are part of your story, not because they define you, but because they've helped shape the person standing here today, the one who's painting here with me today. And every brushstroke becomes a small act of self-compassion. When you feel comfortable with both your light side and your shadow side, begin bringing both sides together. Start adding a bit of detail through texture, through depth. Notice how much more interesting the mountain becomes because both light and shadow exist together. Without shadow, there's no depth, and without light, we cannot see the mountain at all. Just as every season in your life has helped shape who you are and who you are becoming. Finally, take a metallic paint if you have one. I'm using gold here, but you can use silver or like a pearly white or simply just a white ink. Using gentle lines, highlight some of those ridges and edges and places where the color meet. This always reminds me of kintsugi, which is this Japanese art of repairing broken pottery with gold. Not to hide the cracks, but to actually show them and to honor them. I love that philosophy because it reminds me that healing isn't pretending that we've never been hurt, but it is about choosing to respond to those places with compassion instead of shame. Tomorrow morning, the position of your sun may have changed. Perhaps your mountain will feel bright. Perhaps it will feel heavy with shadow. Maybe you'll wake up beneath thick clouds where it's difficult to see the light at all. But regardless of the season, your mountain remains. You remain. Strong, worthy, still becoming, still evolving. My hope isn't that you leave this practice having conquered yourself or your mountain today. My hope is that you leave it standing a little more gently beside yourself. Maybe that you can even climb it a little bit more confidently. Because the voice you wake up to every morning, it matters. How you talk to yourself, it matters. If we can learn to become someone who cheers ourselves on instead of tearing ourselves down, then each day we begin a little higher than the day before. Thank you, Traveler of Worlds, for spending time with me today inside Imovara. It means the world to have you here. Remember, you can share your work in our community tab. It is open to everyone. I would love to see your mountain if you feel comfortable sharing. And also, if you want to receive some companion letters to what we do here on this channel, I have something called Letters from Imovara, which you can find the link to in the description. And yeah, I will see you again next week. I send you all my love. Bye, everyone.